Design a study in 50 steps, step 13. Yesterday, you did a lot of work. You thought about every single tool, every single data collection route you needed to go for your research questions in great detail. And today, I want you to get real with yourself. Are you going to be able to design all of those instruments? Are you going to be able to request all of that data? Are you going to be able to download all of that data? Given your time, given your budget, is this a feasible study? Is this something you can pull off right now? Because it might not be. You might have bit off a little bit more than you can chew right now, and that's okay. Be so real with yourself. Don't set yourself up to take on too much and get burnt out and not get to sleep and be super stressed. Set yourself up for success. So if you're looking at that list, that little beautiful chart we made, and you're like, oh my God, there are 5 surveys on here. I'm not designing 5 surveys in the next 3 months. Take a deep breath and tell yourself, it's okay. You don't have to. You can change the plan. Does your study need to focus on less research questions? Are there certain research questions that you could put on hold for a future study? Or are there some research questions that you're answering with a bunch of different types of data, which would be so super cool and awesome, but not necessary at this current stage in your life, in your academic journey, in your research journey? Maybe you should cut a few. I've worked with people who are like, oh, I'm doing a survey and a focus group and 10 interviews and I'm doing observations. You don't necessarily need to do all those things right now to answer your research question. If you have the time and the money to do it, yes, go do it. I was really fortunate with my dissertation. I got to work with a whole team. We had a lot of money from the government, a lot, in research terms, we had $200,000 or something from the government. And I was able to do a crap ton of interviews and surveys and observations. I had the time, I had the funding. If I didn't have access to that funding, if I didn't have a whole year for data collection, if I didn't have a team to be there alongside with me, I would have needed to do the study differently. And that's okay. I want you to look at your list and I want you to prioritize. Prioritize which research questions really need to be answered now. Prioritize the data collection methods that are going to be the best for answering those questions now. And just scale back your study accordingly. Maybe you don't need to scale back your study at all, and that's okay. But it's also okay if you need to. So today's assignment, get real with yourself. Can you do all this right now? Do you have the right supports? If not, start triaging, baby. A smaller study, a more focused study is not a bad study. It's a beginning.